Hey there, this is Tim with an Elite Dangerous video, and in this video I'm going to try to give you a sense of scale, to try to help you to understand just how big the Elite Dangerous playable area is going to be, because it's very easy when someone is writing an article and just basically says, oh, they've mapped the whole galaxy, or to respond to someone on a forum and say that, or to say it on Twitter, or anywhere really, but it just doesn't give you an appreciation for what's actually available here. And you know, it's quite easy to not appreciate it because of that. And you know, the exploration that they've brought in with this beta, I don't think people fully appreciate what that will bring, because the playable area right now is just a small section. So I kind of want people to understand how massive that exploration gameplay section is actually going to be, because of how big the playable area is and how much there actually is to discover. So anyway, the object that's in front of me, that's a local space station. It's 7 kilometers away from me, and we've all traveled 7 kilometers. That's a perfectly reasonable human distance to travel. And if you do not know, I'm obviously British, and I grew up first of all using inches and feet, and about halfway through my schooling they switched us to centimeters and meters, but I'm comfortable with both. And a kilometer is 1,000 meters, and just to give you a sense of distance there, the distance from the Earth to the Moon is about 380,000 kilometers, and obviously that's a distance that humans have traveled. So you know, it's so far with those two, you know, kind of measurements that are in there, whether it's meters or kilometers, they're perfectly kind of reasonable for humans to comprehend. You know, there's no issue with that at all. But what about the kind of the next level of distance? Well, after kilometers you have megameters, and megameters are 1,000 kilometers. And probably a lot of you have actually traveled, you know, a couple of those within a single flight. You know, maybe even 3, 4, really depends where you've been going. I actually think the continental US is maybe 2 to 3 megameters across easily. So you know, it's not difficult to comprehend still. You know, the only issue there is that we don't regularly use megameters for describing distance. We just obviously give a bigger figure of kilometers instead. But if we look at the menu here on the left side, you can actually see that there's actually light seconds, megameters there's kilometers there, and right down at the bottom you can see one listing which is in light years. And obviously selected right now, you can see is the station, which is directly in front of me. It's actually listing it on this screen as being 10 kilometers, but that probably depends whether it's saying that the front of the station is that far away or the internals are that far away. But anyway, you can see that the star is actually 294 light seconds, and light seconds is the next unit of measurement after megameters. So I'm going to show you that star. Obviously the star is going to be quite big, but I'm just going to select it here, and then I'm going to turn my ship around so that you can see exactly how far it is, to give you a sense of scale there. Okay, so there is Erin, which is the star of this system, obviously, and it's 294 light seconds away. Now, a light second is 300 megameters, and you know, to give you a kind of sense of of scale there, the moon is actually 1.3 approximately light seconds away. And so that's, the moon is 1.3 light seconds, and this star within this system in Elite Dangerous is 294 light seconds. So that's a significant amount of distance there. It's just way beyond anything that that humans have ever travelled by an enormous amount. So I hope that puts that into some kind of scale as far as the moon. Again, the moon is about 1.3 light seconds away, and this star is 294 light seconds away. So the next unit of measurement after light seconds is obviously light years, and a light year is 31,557,600 light seconds. To put that into perspective again, that is 23,319,254 trips to the moon. So 23 million times the distance of the moon is 1 light year. And at the bottom of this menu here, you can see the nearest system to the one I'm in is 4.4 light years. So 1 light year is 23 million times the distance to the moon. And this next nearest system is 4.48. So I mean, it's absolutely, the only word that really fits is astronomical. You know, the distances that are involved here, and you know, the fact that I can select that nearest system and I can see it quite bright in the sky while I'm actually sat in my ship here is just amazing. You know what they've done here, where each star that's actually around your ship while you're playing is in the correct location. It's in the real location when you're in the locations where we can actually see the stars and the constellations and everything. And I'll actually show you that now. I'm going to go into the galaxy map on the side here. And you can see this is Acellus Primus, which is the nearest one to Erenin that I'm currently in. You can see that they're right next to each other, basically there. And I'm going to take you into the system view for Erenin. That's the system that I'm in. And there's the star that I showed you directly in front of my ship. And you can see all of the bodies that are in this one system out of billions that are in this game. Now this one system, you know, you can see all of the information on the left hand side. You can see that this planet is an Earth-like planet, and it's got 2 orbiting stations. There's all the different planets here, and obviously there's a station on a different one of those. This one, it obviously says that it's high nitrogen content in the atmosphere, some oxygen, and it's an Earth-like planet. And then this one, you can see it's got a high metal content. So basically, there might be people going there to obviously extract those metals. And then this planet here, Erenin 4, there's a high argon content and a high ice content. So basically, the station that's around that might be a cheap place to source water. You know, so it's absolutely amazing what this game is doing here. You know, this is one system. I can't, you know, get that across enough. This is one system, and you know, it has its selection of planets, and you know, each other system has its own selection of planets, and you know, it's different makeup, it's different type of star. It's, you know, like here, this is Acellus Primus, and you can see there's 2 different types of stars, and then there's the different, you know, planetary bodies around it. There's a gas giant there, and the gas giant has moons, and you can obviously see it's got a station here as well. And then you know, there's another planet further out from that. And what's interesting with the exploration is that there might actually be more planets within the system that aren't on this map yet, because it hasn't been discovered yet. That's part of the new the new gameplay with this game here. So you know, it kind of could stretch the whole way out there, but yeah, it's very, very interesting. And you know, just giving you a look around, you know, you can see some of the really familiar names, and any of you that are really into astronomy or anything like that will recognize a lot of these names. Now the kind of lozenge shape there, that's actually the playable area right now in Beta 2, and as I scroll out here you'll see the playable area that we're going to have in the final game. Yes, what you're looking at is the playable area in the final game. All of those dots that make up that cloud there, they're all playable systems. Some will have planets, some might not, some might be inhabited, some may not, and you can actually see the Sol on the map there. If I actually go to that, that's actually the name of our sun, so this is our system, and when this is playable, which it currently is not, this will obviously have Earth in it and everything like that. You can see that it's actually located at the coordinates. You can see 0, 0, 0. That's because humans are the center of the universe, obviously, because we're that arrogant. And you know, if you have show constellations checked on this map here, you can actually scroll around so that you're looking from Sol, and you can see the constellations that that humans have looked at and seen in the sky, and you know, throughout history, you know, we've looked up at the stars and we've seen a pattern of stars that that look like an animal, that look like something that we've experienced in our lives, and you know, you can actually see them, and you can visit those stars, and you can see, you know, from those stars, you know, what the constellations look like. You know, if I just click on kind of a random system over here and then scroll around and look at the constellations, they now look how they would look if I was in this system that I've selected. And you know, if I go and land on a planet in this random system, I will see what mankind would have seen if that's where we had developed and that's where we had gazed at the stars. And you know, that's awesome as well. You never know, there could be some you know, constellation somewhere that looks perfectly like something that involves, you know, our star as one of its points, that you know, some other creature that's developed could have seen in the game. You know, it's absolutely incredible, really. And you know, just scrolling in and out there to give you a sense of scale again, it's just absolutely enormous. You know, you can see in gameplay terms that the distance between these stars is tiny, but in actual fact it's 43 light years between where I am in the game in the Erenin system and Sol. So that's 43 light years, taking into account that 1 light year is 23 million trips to the moon. So 1 light year is 23 million trips to the moon, and this is 43 light years away. You know, the numbers are enormous. And you know, as you look around the Sol system here, any of you that know you know, the stars local to us, you can see Alpha Centauri at the bottom right, Barnard Star, Ross 248. You know, these are all systems that really exist in their proper locations, and when you look from them you'll see the proper constellations, and it's just massive. You know, it really, really is. And like I said, the stars that you see in the game, they're in the right locations, and I'm just going to show you this random system that I selected. Let's actually have a look at which star in the sky that one actually was. Oops, it's actually behind the station, but I'll actually switch to a different star in a moment. But yeah, each, oh, you can just see it there for a second, but each of these stars is one of those systems. You know, if I go back to the galaxy map here and just select a different one, let's see if I can find or see Sol. Oops, I actually didn't select it, I just looked at it. So back in here again, let's go back to Sol. There we go. Now I've selected it as a target, and oh, it's actually behind the station again, so, but I'm just going to move here and you'll be able to take a look. Okay, I'm not really sure if you'll be able to see it on a YouTube video after it's been compressed, but I can see such a dim little speck of light. There's two bright stars, and then in a line to the bottom left of those two brighter stars, there's a really dim light, and that is our star. That's our sun. And you know, if you were in the Arian system, that's what the sky would look like. And you know, just to give you a sense of scale here, this is the galaxy again. It's enormous, and I feel like I'm repeating myself, and I am, but you know, this is something that I think people need to appreciate. And they have said that the core of the galaxy will be possibly too hot to contain much of interest. Basically, the stars are so much tighter together that things won't have developed as much as they have on the outer edges of the galaxy. So it actually might be more interesting to kind of not go towards the center, and I know that's what a lot of people that are exploring will want to go. They'll want to go to this area, but I think that if there is life, it's not going to be in the middle. It's not going to be here, and you know, you'll probably need to stay around the edges and the areas where things are obviously a lot cooler. Things have had time to develop, and yeah, just not in the middle, really. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to exploring, really, and that's not an aspect of this game that I was looking forward to in the slightest when I backed it on Kickstarter. It just wasn't. But anyway, here on the map, you know, you can see the different colours of the stars as well. You know, I have it set to realistic, which shows the colour of the actual star, and you can see a white one there, red, kind of purplish blue. You know, these are all different types of stars that, you know, that really exist. And as far as the space community has the information, Frontier have entered it. It's absolutely amazing what they've managed to do with that. And obviously outside of the known area, they've used some mathematical principles to randomly, but not truly randomly, create things so that it makes a realistic looking universe, and I'm really happy with how it looks. I think they've done an amazing job with this. Okay, thanks, bye.